All right, we are live. Welcome everybody to Prosperity Team Hangout here. Happy New Year. Happy 2014. Wow. I had a lot of fun. I don't know about you guys, but I had a lot of fun in 2013. I had a lot of breakthroughs and things like that. But we're excited for the new year. And you know what? This is actually our first hangout of the year. We actually went into a little hiatus for the whole month of December, really. We really weren't doing any hangouts at all. So this is actually our first one in a really long time. So we're actually very excited. And I'm excited a lot, like really excited today because we're going to be talking about Instagram. And I have a big smile on my face because I already know what this woman, who I'm about to introduce you to in a second, what she was able to create simply by just sharing pictures, which is what we do anyway, right? Like we walk around all the time with our cell phones and we're always taking little selfies, and you know, a lot of people are sharing screenshots of things and they're traveling and taking pictures and things like that. And you know, pictures is what's hot right now. Let me repeat that in case you pictures, images, infographics, right? That is what is hot right now. People want to see more pictures, and that's why you need to be using Instagram. And the great thing about Instagram also, aside from the pictures, and she's probably going to get into a little bit of that too, is that they now have, I think it's 10 to 15 second videos that you can take and post them right on Instagram as well. And what I love about Instagram is the hashtags, right? And we can use hashtags on Facebook as well. But what I love about the hashtags is that, you know, it's easy for people to find. Hashtags are like keywords. And if you don't understand what that means, don't worry about it, because we're actually going to take it slow for you tonight. We're really going to get to the basic stuff. And at the end, we're going to share a little bit more of the advanced stuff, some apps that you can put on your cell phone and all that good stuff. So if this is your first time here, I want you to stick around towards the end because we've got a really special surprise and gift for you. So make sure that you stick around to the end. Okay, so with that being said, let me see how many people we have going on and listening to us. Wow, we have almost 900 people. Hello? Did you freeze? If you guys are excited about 2014 and what this is going to, you know, believe that this is going to be a big, big year for you. Believe that this is going to be a big, big year. So let's see. We've got some people posting. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hey, hey, hey. Now we're over 900 people, getting into 1,000 people. All right. This is what we like. This is what we like. We like to see activity. We like to see people interacting. This is what we like to see. But don't get too caught up when we get started and we get into the training with the comments below, because that's the thing about Hangouts and that feed down below is that people are naturally nosy and they want to know who's posting, who's saying what, who's doing this or whatever. Try to eliminate your activity that's going down there when we start, because we really want you to get your pen and paper out and really get into the training and really understanding what we're going to be teaching you here. Okay? So now with that being said, just give me 1 second, guys, because my puppy is screaming and he wants to get out. 1 second.
He wants to come hang out with us.
Oh, he's like moaning and groaning over here. Okay, so I apologize about that. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to introduce you to a young lady that has just been smashing it, killing it on Instagram. And what I love about that is that Instagram is free to use for everyone, right? A lot of people are kind of getting more into using Instagram, especially with their cell phones, and they're getting notifications that, you know, people are liking and commenting and stuff on their Instagrams. So I think it's an easy way for you to start connecting with new people outside of Facebook. Facebook is awesome, and we're going to continue using Facebook. But Instagram, if you're not using Instagram, you better be using Instagram in 2014. That's all I got to say. So with that being said, I want to introduce Nicole Mazer. She is actually from California, Los Angeles, California. She is a financial advisor. She's been a financial advisor for the past 4 years. She's actually been in the system that we're using, actually, called Empower Network. And she's been with us since 2012, November since 2012. She came in as an absolute newbie. Didn't know anything. She didn't know anything about capture pages. She didn't know anything about building a list. She didn't know anything about any of this internet marketing stuff that we like to teach and that we like to do to create the lifestyles that we are living right now, right? She didn't know any about that. And well, I'm going to let her share, your story, okay? I'm going to not your story, but her story. I'm going to let her share her story with you, and then she's going to actually share her screen, okay? And she's going to share with you her golden nuggets on how she was able to get 32 signups in her business. Signups meaning sales, okay? She made 32 sales in her business using Instagram, okay? So get excited about that. So with that being said, Nicole, take it away.
What's up, guys? Can you guys see me?
I see you perfectly fine.
Awesome. So I hope everyone's doing well tonight. I'm extremely excited to share with you guys my Instagram strategies. And I definitely started out as a complete newbie. Someone said, oh, it's a list. I didn't have any clue what a list was. And I basically plugged into the system, got started, used the training, and I initially started thinking, well, I could use it for my financial advisor business. And I loved it. And pretty much went through the training, started having $500 days, $1,000 days, and I was pretty blown away considering that I was new to this and it was all brand new, but just followed the steps and the instructions that people shared with me and just plugged myself in. I even, a lot of people ask me, is this for everyone or is this only for a specific target or a specific niche? And I can say that anyone can find value from what we're doing. I even landed a $5,000 contract to do marketing for a book author, which was totally unexpected and just based off of what I learned from, the systems and tools that we utilize. And I pretty much just want to jump into the Instagram stuff with you guys, and that way you guys can really start.
Nicole, really quickly, before you get into the PowerPoint that you're going to share with us, let me just put an income disclaimer out there, guys. Just because she had $1,000 days, $3,000 days, $500 days, $5,000 days, does not mean that you will, okay? Nicole works. And if you want to build a business online and you're serious, you really need to learn the skills and the mindset that comes with being an internet entrepreneur like we are, okay? So with that being said, take it away.
Absolutely. It's in the beginning you got to get used to everything, and it's not, something you get into and just overnight you're a millionaire. You definitely have to put in the work and apply the strategies that we show you, and consistently. If you do it once a month, you're probably not going to have the same results as if you do it every day or every other day. You need to be consistent and apply these strategies daily for them to really be effective. And that way when you are building up your following on Instagram, people know you're there, and you're not just there and then disappear for a week, and you're there and then disappear for a week. People want to know that you're active. And I'll go into real quickly, let me go into the PowerPoint because I'm going to get into some of this stuff so you guys can see. Can you guys see my screen?
Let me check. No, I don't see your screen.
Can you now?
Yes.
All right, perfect. All right. So I'm going to start with the basics and kind of go from there so you guys can, I'm not sure where everyone's at as far as maybe you haven't even touched Instagram yet. I'm going to go over a little bit of, why I use Instagram and why I love it so much. So I appreciate you guys having me tonight, and let's get into it. Some of the reasons that I really love Instagram, one of my other major platforms is probably Facebook, but people are visual. We love to see photos. We love to, interact with people. And when things are pretty, things are beautiful, and we see something, people love that. So one of the major differences of why I started focusing more on Instagram versus Facebook was not everyone sees all your posts with Facebook. And not that everyone sees everything with Instagram also, but it's just a little bit different. It's a free strategy that anyone can use. Whereas Facebook, as much as I love it, it's a different type of platform, and I use it for a different strategy. So with Instagram, it's free.
Hey, Nicole.
Yes.
Nicole, are you supposed to be sharing your screen right now? Because I see you.
Oh, you do? Yeah, you are supposed to see my screen. Why did that quit and return to the other?
I don't know.
All right. Can you now?
There you go. Yep, there you go. You're good.
Thanks for letting me know. So
Okay.
with Instagram, the reason I love it is it's very visual. There's, to my knowledge, there's not an algorithm, so it's not based on, certain posts or certain, features. It's just you scroll through the pictures, people see them, and people like your photos. So you can get a lot of content in that people will see. It's free. So if you don't have a large budget to pay for marketing, I love the fact that it's free. You can get a highly targeted audience, like you said earlier, with hashtags, which we'll go over in a little while. And one of my favorite secret hashtag strategies that I doubt most people even know about. It's global. I actually had someone earlier today. I shared a photo about our webinar tonight, and someone from Japan said they'll be tuning in. And I'm not sure what their time zone is, but I thought that was pretty cool. So it's global. Not everyone is on Instagram yet. There's a huge audience that's not even on there yet. And marketers, as Gary Vee tends to say, we ruin everything because we get in there and we want to just show everyone our business, and we want to show you guys what we're doing. So I think being kind of ahead of the game and ahead of everyone else, you get to be one step ahead. So that was when I started with our program and our system, and I started using Instagram. I was like, wow, this is amazing. Not everyone's on here yet, and still, I started maybe a year ago, and still to this day, there's a lot of people that are not utilizing Instagram yet. So you have a huge audience that you can really get to, and not have to compete with quite as many people and not quite as many marketers. So I'm going to go over some strategies and some things that you guys can use and on Instagram. So this is the first register screen, and bear with me a little bit. If you guys want, I'd normally say, put away your phones, get rid of all the distractions, but if you guys want, if you have an Instagram, I would suggest pulling out your phone so you can kind of follow along. It was a little difficult to put this together because everything is on the phone, so I can't, do a screen share like I would with, let's say, Facebook. So kind of follow along, and we'll go from here. So you can register with your Facebook. I'm going to go through some basics. What are all the buttons, features, settings, adding photos, commenting, your profile, and a lot more. I'm going to get through some of the basics fairly quickly, so that way we can get to some of the more advanced stuff. Uploading a photo should be fairly easy, and some of the other things. It's just a matter of kind of going in there and kind of messing around with it also, and playing with the buttons. What does this do? What does that do? Here's some. Actually, let me skip 1 second. Can you see this Instagram basics? Can you see this, Lisa?
Yes, I see it.
All right, awesome. So I'm going to go through some of the photos and just go through the buttons really quickly, so that way when you guys are following along, you kind of know what buttons I'm referring to, since, again, I can't share it on the actual computer screen, just I had to upload photos. So this is what your profile looks like. You have your picture, you have your posts, followers, following, an edit profile button, your settings button at the top here, and then you have your bio. And you have a link that you can put in. We'll go over that in a little while too. At the bottom, this is how you view your photos. This is, you know, kind of a collage, and then this is one by one. This is where everything is geotagged. So let's say you check in at a restaurant or you check in at an event, and we'll go over all these in a little bit more detail. And this is if someone tags you in something, this little button right here. Your home screen where everyone else's photos show up if you're following people. This is your search and explore button. This is where we'll go over hashtags and finding people to engage with. This big blue button at the bottom, that's how you upload photos and videos. This is where your, I guess, notifications would be, this little heart circle thing. And then this is, far right button is your profile. So when you click edit your profile, this is what you're gonna see. So here for me, and I have an iPhone, so I'm not exactly sure how it looks for everyone else, but I usually add a little follow with a emoji. This is your username. This is the link you can put in. So you can either put in your Facebook, you can put in an opt-in page, you can put in a YouTube video, just about anything you want, whatever you want here for the link, and then this is your bio. I like to keep it simple, what I like, and I always include my email as well, so that way people can email me if they have questions. The Explore button, this little star button at the bottom, this is what they call the popular page. So people who, Justin Bieber or Jay-Z, or people who are really popular and get a lot of likes end up on the popular page. And this is also where you can search for users and hashtags. And again, we'll go over all that stuff a little bit later. This heart circle where your notifications is, if you click the following button at the top, you can see everyone what they're following, who they're liking, pretty much your news feed basically, if it were to look like Facebook. Well, what people are doing on Instagram. And then to the right is your news. So this is people who have liked, commented, and followed on your stuff. Now let me know if for some reason I'm going too fast. I kind of want to get through some of this basic stuff so we can get into a lot more content and a lot more of the advanced stuff too. And when you
no, you're fine. You're fine.
Perfect. When you click options within your profile settings, this is what it looks like. You'll see find, follow people, posts that you've liked, and you can get into the privacy settings and not share what the posts you've liked. There's a follow people button which you connect to Facebook, and that'll come up in a little bit too. So you can actually connect it to your Facebook and find friends that way. So here you'll see these are going to be all your Facebook friends, and there's a follow all button, and we'll get into that a little bit later too, and how to effectively use that. And one of the common things that people do wrong when starting their first Instagram page. Not that anything's bad, but if we can teach you how to set it up the right way from the get-go, it's always going to be an advantage. And back to the user search, in that search feature that I mentioned earlier, this is your search bar. So you can search users or you can search hashtags. So this is where your hashtags come up. So any particular niche that you're looking for, this is where you would go. So then once you go to that niche, you'll see a bunch of pictures will come up. And you can look at them from a collage style, or you can look at them one by one, depending on what you're doing. If you're engaging with people, I would say go one by one. And yeah, I had to throw in a picture of my dogs. This is where once you upload the photo, when you push that little blue button at the bottom, this is what it'll look like. So you have all your filters at the bottom. You have a little function here that'll kind of change the aspect of what the picture looks like. You can add a border. You can add some, filters here. And just kind of play with it. That's just part of, getting in there and utilizing the app yourself and finding what works for you. And then this is the next place it'll go to, which is where you would write down, like, basically how you would post on Facebook. And this is, you can add hashtags in here also. And I'll get into my hashtag strategy and why I don't add tons of hashtags right away. You can add them right away. I think it's a little bit different from Facebook versus Instagram, because I think people are don't want you to post quite as many hashtags on Facebook versus Instagram. And then also there's share buttons if you want to share it straight to Twitter, which is usually what I do. I'm not as active on Twitter, but I figure I might as well post automatically to it since I'm not as active on it. There's also direct message. So if I wanted to send that picture to my followers, I just click that button at the bottom here, share. If I want to send it to someone directly, I'd click this direct button at the top. And this is a brand new feature, so we're not going to get into this too much today because I'm still not sure how I exactly want to use it. I've tried a couple things, but haven't found out a great method of using it yet, because you have to post a picture to someone. So you can't just message someone like you do on Facebook. It actually has to be a picture. So that's something you can kind of, mess around with, make conversations with people, but that's the new direct message feature. Comments. So when you leave comments, this is what it looks like, or if you're adding hashtags later. You can also swipe to the left, and that's your reply and your delete button. So if you post a comment and you want to delete it, or you post a picture and you didn't like, the comment that you posted along with your picture, you don't actually have to delete your entire picture. You can just swipe and delete your comment and repost the comment or hashtags or whatever you're posting. These are your share settings, push notifications. If you want to save your photos to your phone, this is video settings, and then your share settings. If you want to share directly to Tumblr, to your email, to Facebook, you just click it and it'll link up to your Facebook. And those are pretty much the buttons. So let's get back to some of the good stuff. Hopefully that wasn't too quick for you guys. You can always go back to it later. Where are we? All right, getting started. So whenever I tell someone that they're going to start a profile from scratch, whether it's personal or business or a combination of both, if you're starting from scratch, my recommendation is to add maybe 15 or 30 pictures right off the bat. So before you follow anyone, before you like any photos, before you do anything, add pictures. Why? I've had people add me and they have 0 pictures. I tend not to follow them back because their page looks dead. I don't know if they're a spammer. I don't know if they're a fake profile. I don't know who they are or what they do because their profile is completely blank. So my recommendation is to get started and set your foundation correctly the first time instead of having to go back later and after you've followed people and they probably didn't follow you back because it looked dead. So my recommendation is add 30 pics, add your description and bio, include your email, a link, and your profile picture. And whether you're choosing to do personal or business, make sure you're engaging with people in the correct fashion. So when you're engaging with people, this is my typical strategy. If I'm finding a niche, let's just use blogging for example, I'll add a photo about whatever my niche is, and then I'll go to the Explore feature, I'll search that hashtag, and then that's when I start engaging with people. Because whatever my most recent photos are is probably what people are going to see first. So if I post something about animals, my last 3 pictures are about animals or my pets or whatever, and then I go engage with people who are foodies or people that like to post pictures about food, they may or may not follow me because maybe they have no interest in pets. So I'll choose whatever my most recent photos are. That's the people that I'm going to target when I go engage with them. So if I just post a picture about, our webinar that we're doing, like here on the right, I just posted that picture, I would go explore people that might be interested in my webinar or whatever it is that I'm doing. So that way people can get more engaged with what I posted and the niche that they're in. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. And you can actually go into here and you can like by double tapping the photo. You can follow people or you can comment. Typically, what I've found is that likes get some engagement, followers get a little bit more engagement, and commenting gets even more engagement. So people tend to go and follow you, engage with you more based on those different things. So I try and do all of the above. You also don't want to, I mentioned it a little bit later, but you also don't want to do these things too fast. I know that sounds funny, but when I first started on Instagram, I was like, well, I'm just going to go like, follow, and comment on everything. And I would, would just sit there and, spend 20 minutes going as fast as I could, liking and following and commenting. And what ended up happening was Instagram basically said, you know what, that's enough. We think you're a robot and you're abusing our system. So I built this, page up to maybe 1,400 people and ended up having to shut it down because I was doing things a little too fast. So I try and now set things in increments. I mean, you can go somewhat fast, but just be aware of what you're doing. So basically don't copy and paste, no spam, so that way it doesn't look like you're just sending the same exact thing to everyone. Engage and find out what they're doing and interact with what they're doing. And also, no links. This isn't your profile. One of the things that I think bugs me the most is when people come onto my profile and tell me, hey, check out this link, or hey, check out my business. So no spam. Let's, So one of the next features that I like is geotagging. And geotagging is once you're about to post your pictures and you write your caption, let's say you're at a restaurant or you're at an event, you can click this add photo to map button on and then name the location you're at. So when you get in there, you can search for the location or you can create your own. So you can do events, you can do webinars, food restaurants, or even team meetings. And if it doesn't show up, you can create it your own, or one of the other things I like to do is add your website. So you can actually type in your website there and it'll pop up once you post the pictures. And this is a great way for people to find you. So if you've checked into something that someone is searching for, your picture may come up and it's a great way for people to find you. Because one of the things that I like about Instagram is, although I'm proactive, you don't always have to be proactive. A lot of people with these strategies can come and find you. And ultimately, as a marketer, as a business person, entrepreneur, that's what you want. You want people coming after you versus you having to chase people down and saying, buy this, join me, or whatever it is that you're doing. So this is another great way for people to, come find you and what you're doing. Hashtags. This is where the magic happens. And this is one of my favorite things to do, is utilize hashtags to get people to come follow me. So hashtags, as Lisa kind of explained earlier, are keywords, and basically keywords within niches. So blog, you can go after bloggers, blogging, health and fitness, pets. You can be as specific or as general as you want to be. Food, specific places. I hashtag tacos. If you check out my profile, like, I love tacos, I love food. So for me, I try and be personal and business as well, because I think people want to see the real you and what you're doing. And I'll get into that a little bit later as well. But hashtags, this would probably be, if I had to focus on anything, this would be my biggest focus, would be hashtags. Because the possibilities, I mean, you can find any keyword in there. So I don't care what you do, what your niche is, what you're looking for. It could be fashion, it could be jewelry, it could be a store, it could be a location, luxury homes, whatever your keyword you want to be, put that in the little keyword search and go find those people in that niche and go engage with them. Because that's ultimately what you want to do, is find specific keywords in your niche. And when you're adding a photo, you can include hashtags in the descriptions I kind of went over earlier. One of the reasons I particularly don't like adding, you can add up to 30 hashtags, as you can see here. But one of the cool things is you can actually go back to old photos and add more hashtags. So what I do is I may post, as you can see my picture, and post, you know, maybe 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 or 5 hashtags that have to do with that picture. You know, make them somewhat specific, make them, you know, general. As you can see here, success, money, networking, stay-at-home mom, no 9 to 5, paid while sleeping, motivation. So whatever your hashtag is, keep it simple. I wouldn't put I am motivated, because most likely people aren't searching for I am motivated. They're searching for motivation or motivational quotes or networking. So if you make the hashtag too long, people aren't really going to find it. And this will get you engagement, followers, likes, comments, and potential leads. Because as you start to post more, you know, stuff about your business, or if you're at an event or whatever it is that you're doing, people will see that and people will start to interact with you. So let's get to some of the good stuff too. How to get leads on Instagram. And I can show, let me see if I can show you real quick. Hold on real quick. Just going to show you a couple of the results I've got. And where I started and kind of where I'm going. As you can see, when I started back in December, or actually, sorry, this is January of 2013, my list was nothing. I was literally struggling to get leads. Like, I didn't know what I was doing, you know, and I went through a lot of the trainings, and I was like, you know, how can I utilize these trainings and apply them to Instagram, which is what I'm going to show you. So I started applying these trainings, and my list literally went from nothing to hundreds, as you can see, in a matter of weeks and days. And that was just by being consistent. And, you know, open rates were good, 36%, 44%, 35%. And again, this was new to me. So I had to go and figure this out on my own. And now I'm sharing it with you guys so you guys can really start implementing these ideas and these strategies. And there's, you know, some days where I literally had 57 new leads. Or sorry, that's in a week. I apologize. But, you know, I try and get on average 10 a day. And
hey,
Nicole, it didn't happen.
Nicole,
yeah.
Let me ask you a question. What slide are you on? Does it say how to get leads and then it says bullet points like make it simple for your followers? Because that's what I see.
You can't see the picture that I brought up?
No, I see it's like stuck on the slide that says how to get leads.
Hold on, I'm going to try and bring the other back up for you. I apologize. I don't know why it's sticking to one thing. So you can see me, right?
I can see you, yep.
All right, let me.
It kind of got stuck on that one slide for a second.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. I apologize. Normally when I share my screen, it'll just go to whatever I'm doing. So thank you for the heads up. But this was the picture that I was on, so I apologize. I'll backtrack. So when I first started at the end of January, you know, I was getting leads, 13 here, 24, 25, but it just, something wasn't connecting. So I basically went through the training and was like, how can I utilize this within Instagram? And so I started applying some of the strategies that I'm sharing with you guys, and my list really started to take off. So that's what I was sharing here. I'm
still not seeing a wide screen of something. I see a bunch of boxes. I heard you click on something, but I don't think anything opened.
Huh. Why is that? You just have this problem. So you're just seeing my pictures, but you're not seeing when I open the picture.
I see your mouse moving now, and I see you're hovering over the 1-month email list.
Yeah, but when I click the 1-month email list, it's not coming up?
No.
Okay. Let me see if I can make this bigger then. And we'll adjust. And so you probably can't see it, and I apologize for that. I'm not sure why it's not going through. But down here, basically, I'm trying to show you my email, and it went from literally next to no subscribers, and once I got up here, it's in like the 200 to 250 subscribers range. And that was in a matter of like a week or two. So I was basically just trying to show you guys some of the results that you guys can get just by applying these strategies daily. So I guess I can't really click these, so I'll just try and go along with you guys. Let me go back to the PowerPoint. Sorry, I apologize, it's not going through. Can you see my PowerPoint now?
Yeah, and it's okay, Nicole. You're doing great.
All right, awesome. As long as I get you guys the content, that's what I'm focused on. So that way you can start applying these strategies. So how to get leads. Make it simple for the people that are following you. Sometimes I'll see people post links, and the link has 20 numbers in it, a couple words. And the thing with Instagram is the links don't work in your comments. Hopefully that's something that they change. But as you can see here, if I post a link, it comes up just as a text. So I try and make everything simple that if someone was interested in what I was doing, they could just go type it on their phone if they had to. So for instance, instantentrepreneur.com, that's what I use to share with people about, this webinar. So when I got in there, I'm not going to use something that, is too difficult for people to have to type in on their own. So I try and keep it simple. I've always put a call to action. So I want more followers, go to, and then you post your link. Or you can always put, if you need, XYZ, email me at. So sometimes I'm sharing my results and my strategies, and I'm telling people exactly what I want them to do. And this is something that we kind of get into more in the 15K is, calls to action and effective calls to action. But as long as you make it simple for people when you're posting, I think that's ultimately what people want to see. If you make it too complicated or you make this, I've also seen people post and they have literally 2 paragraphs worth of stuff that they posted. Nobody's going to read that. Nobody's going to go through that. Max maybe 3 to 4 lines of what you want to portray to your audience, whatever that may be. So, I like to share results. So whether it's, one of the photos that I showed you earlier that I can't get to, but I like to show results. I like to show event photos. I like to show if I travel. I also throw up personal stuff too so people can really see what I'm doing and about me and who I am. So results, event photos, just share with people what you're doing. And also, like I said earlier, share something specific to the niche that you're targeting. So whether you're doing a business page specific to, let's say, bloggers, then share stuff specific to that niche. Or if you're someone like me that posts personal and business stuff, what I'll do is post a couple photos of whatever I'm trying to target and then go target those people so the first few photos they see are things that I'm trying to target. So hopefully that makes sense as well. And like I said, direct them to something simple and easy to type link, or send them to an email or your Facebook. So in this comment I might say, if you have questions about this, or this is, this is something you enjoy, go here. Email me. Go to Facebook. Do you want to learn how to effectively get leads on Instagram? Email me at XYZ. Go to this link. Message me on Facebook. Direct them exactly what you want them to do and make it easy and make it simple. And utilize the 15K formula. Let's see if I get into that in the next. So once you're going through this part and you're starting to get those leads, utilize the 15K formula along with this. So you can direct those leads. So once you start to get those leads, you want to convert those leads into sales. So when you get those leads, direct them to webinars like this. So you have your follow-up messages and the stuff that we go over in the 15K formula training, and get them to opt in through that link that you shared, or the email when you can email them back and say, hey, you know what, you check this info out, or whatever your particular follow-up series is for people. That's what you want to direct them to, and make it specific to what you're talking about. So if you say, hey, do you want to check out this webinar, email me here, and then you start pitching them on something completely different, it doesn't make sense to people. So whatever you tell them to do, make sure your follow-up is congruent with what you're telling them to do. And that's something that we go over in the 15K formula as well. So one of the reasons I started getting a lot of leads and sales within Instagram is I took these strategies that we're going over and the strategies within the 15K formula, like Aaron Rashkin and Tony Rush's email marketing, and I pretty much combined them and started killing it on Instagram. Like I'm literally getting leads and signups fairly easily. Is there still work involved? Of course. You have to go, like I said, set the foundation and go through these steps so that you get the result that you're looking for. But if you combine these things all together, you're going to kill it in your business. Just apply and do it daily. And you can also, contact the lead via Facebook. So sometimes what I'll do is, let's say there's a slow day where you only got 5 leads, 10 leads, whatever it is. I know there's some people that get 100 leads a day. So this might not be an effective strategy for someone that gets 100 leads a day. But on those slow days where maybe you're getting 5 leads or 10 leads, take that email that they opted in with and go find them on Facebook and message them on Facebook. So that way you're following up with them and you're presenting, something personable, and you're able to have a direct conversation with that person. So that's basically how I, do it. Is I go through those steps and get the leads, and then I follow up with them, and I go, get them to opt in or get them to email me, whatever your particular strategy is. One of the things that I've found that works better for me on Instagram is emailing. I'll more often than not tell them to email me at whatever my email is that I'm getting them to go to. And then from there, send them your opt-in link, send them your information, or whatever it is that you're wanting to do from there. Because the link, people go, it's a little bit different on Instagram because it's not a direct link. So I try and get them to email me first. So that's what I've found that works better for me. But whatever works for you, experiment, try both, and you'll kind of figure out what works good. So I'm going to go over a few do's and don'ts on Instagram, some of the things that I think people should do, and some of the things that get on my nerves that people do to me and that I don't think is beneficial. We want to keep Instagram something that everyone wants to use. So we don't want to chase all the potential prospects away because we're, spamming people and making it an annoying platform. We want people to enjoy what we're doing. So some do's and don'ts: make it simple. Like I've said tons of times, don't make it difficult for people to find out what you're doing. Use screenshots. So like I'll go on my phone and I'll go to, let's say, the webinar link, and I'll take a screenshot of our webinar with the info. And then I'll post with that, hey, go to this link or email me. And that way people see exactly what's coming up. So I take screenshots of webinars. I take shots of sales funnels. So let's say you have a sales funnel that's Facebook training, how to get leads on Facebook or how to get leads on Instagram. Whatever your sales funnel or your training is, go to that, take screenshots of your sales funnels. And then also you can take screenshots of results. So those are some definite do's along with your personal shots. I would say definitely don't, unless it's a business-specific profile, don't just inundate it with business stuff. People want to see what you're doing too. Do not spam, join me, insert your link here. People don't like that, especially when it's on their profile. So don't go to everyone's profile and try and tell them what to do, because I don't know about you guys, but I don't like that. I don't like when people come onto my profile and post their phone number, post, their links and say, hey, join my business. This is my profile, not yours. So when you're engaging with people, make it genuine. Don't just post your link or go to their profile and say, follow me, check my bio. Like, those are things that absolutely get on my nerves, to be honest, when someone comes onto my profile and comments on my photos or my business stuff and says, hey, follow my profile, hey, check my bio. So be aware of and be courteous to people in their profiles, because that is their profile. Also, don't tag people in your pictures if it's not related to them. I showed you that little button earlier. I'm not sure if you remember it. But you can tag people in your pictures, which is great. I'd say go ahead and tag people in your pictures if it relates to them. Or, that's one of your team members, or that's someone that's helping you with your business, or you're helping them with their business, or whatever it is. I think those things are great to tag people in, but don't sit there and tag random people in your business opportunity pictures. Nobody likes spammers. Also, I kind of went over it briefly. Links don't work on Instagram posts, so make them small, make them easily readable so that people can type them in. Include calls to actions, and not every single post. You don't need to be pushy every single post. following and engage. So be authentic with people. Like I said earlier, people want to see exactly what you're doing. And lastly, do use the secret hashtag strategy. So you guys want to see this secret hashtag strategy that I use that you can literally pick up tons of engagement from?
Yes, please.
So my secret hashtag strategy, this is literally, aside from a handful of people that have paid me directly to help them with their Instagram strategies, this is what I do. I have not shared this with anybody, so you guys are the first to see it. So I think everyone's going to be a little jealous that they weren't on this webinar. So one of the things you can do that I'm pretty sure most people don't know about is you can actually go back to old posts and delete your comment or delete your hashtags. As you can see here, remember I showed you how to delete things, and you can re-add up to 30 hashtags. So remember when I said earlier, don't post, 30 hashtags when you post your pictures. For me, I prefer not to post all 30 hashtags right away. That's what Instagram allows you, up to 30 hashtags in one post. But the cool thing is you can go back and you can delete those 30 hashtags you used, and you can add them again. So when you add, let me do all right, you guys aren't going to be able to see my other thing, but basically what happens is if you go search a hashtag, let's just say success. You go search that hashtag, you'll see all those pictures pop up with anyone else that has hashtagged the word success. Well, what tends to happen is those pictures eventually go down. Just like in your Facebook newsfeed, nobody engages with it, nobody does anything, it goes away. Well, with Instagram, every time someone posts a picture with a particular hashtag, everything gets shoved down, right? So what you want to do is when you go back to your old pictures and you post those hashtags again, your stuff will shoot right back up to the top of those hashtags. So when you're searching, you might see that first or second picture that you click on, and maybe that's a post from a week ago and not a recent picture because you went in there and you deleted and re-added. So does that kind of make sense, Lisa?
Absolutely.
Perfect. So my strategy is to, like the other day, for instance, I went back, and again, you can't do things too fast, so especially with hashtags, you can't go back and re-add hashtags to like 15, 20 photos. You have to be a little selective, wait 20 seconds in between each one, whatever you want to do, go back to it, a minute later, 30 seconds later. But you can effectively go back to old posts and get people to engage in on those old posts just by spending 5 minutes, deleting and re-adding hashtags. And that way, maybe that post you had one set of 30 hashtags when you originally posted it, but you go back a week later and add a whole new set of hashtags. So an easy way to do this is I like utilizing the Tags for Likes app. It's a blue-looking app with the hashtag on it. And you can search for it. I'm sure it'll come up pretty quickly in your apps. But it's called Tags for Likes. You can literally copy and paste, and so that way it's not taking you forever. Oh my gosh, I got to retype 30 hashtags all at once. Because at first I was, that's what I was doing at first. So you guys are learning from my mistakes and getting the fast track, because that was a pain in the ass to go through and go back and retype hashtags. So you can use Tags for Likes. You can also, something that I do is I'll add that set of tags that I use, those 30 tags, into my notepad on my phone. And then I can just go in there and copy and paste and bring your stuff back up, so that way you constantly creating that engagement and getting people to follow and like you. Be consistent, and again, don't go too fast. They're just like Facebook jail, there's also Instagram jail. Lastly, so remember that follow all button, and this is the reason that we set that foundation correct from the beginning. So after you add those, your initial set of photos to make your page look active, and you can also go in there and, in the beginning when you don't have friends or don't have followers, and add those hashtags, you'll start to get engagement without you having to actually be proactive in the beginning. So utilize that hashtag system that I just shared with you. Make your profile look active with pictures and, utilizing hashtags to get the engagement. And then what you do is you go back to that follow all, and you go and you click the follow all button. The reason I suggest doing this last, after you've, created more engagement in your profile, one, you're following a lot of people all at once. So when people go to your profile, you want it to make it look active. So one of the common mistakes that I see people doing is joining Instagram, not doing anything with their profile, and then clicking the follow all button. Well, what happens is you just followed, 100 plus people. They went to your profile and didn't see anything. So that was your chance to kind of pick up all those followers. So that's why I really say in the beginning is to set that strong foundation of making it look active. Nobody likes an empty page or boring pages, right? So this is a much quicker way of attracting, more followers than your Facebook followers. Because you're not going to post on Facebook, or you might, hey, follow my Instagram. So what you can do, set that foundation, and then click the follow all button. So we're just about finishing up here. So then have fun. That's really, if you're having fun on your Instagram and you're sharing who you really are, people will start engaging with you. So no spamming. Let's keep this, I'm sharing this with you guys, but I also want you guys to, I guess, respect the platform so that we can all enjoy it. Because I see a lot of people sometimes not knowing what they're doing and just going out there and spamming everyone, or going out there and being join my program, or hey, do you need this or do you need that? And it's, engage with people, ask them what they're doing, or but be you. Don't spam people. Don't, hey, join me. Let's keep this a fun platform and make it, something that everyone wants to be on. We don't want to scare everyone off of it because, like I said earlier, as marketers, we tend, all of us, to want to say, hey, I want you to join my business. I want you to do what I'm doing because it's something we're excited and passionate about. But at the same time, we don't want to scare everyone off. Make sense? So stay consistent. Even if it's just, one of my strategies is in the morning, afternoon, and at night, 5 to 10 minutes. So it doesn't have to take all day. In the beginning, you might, like I said, you might want to spend some time adding those photos in the beginning, creating engagement. So you might sit there the first time and, spend an hour or so starting it. But after that, it's really simple and a really quick way to build your list and get leads and sales and build a following. Maybe someone doesn't want to join your business now, but maybe they want to join it in a month or 12 months. I mean, I've had people come to me months later and say, hey, I've been watching you for a while. Someone that I've never talked to, someone I've never engaged with. So you just really want to be the real you. And so that's my follow-up. Thank you guys so much. I am honored to be on this webinar tonight, and you guys, I tried to give as much value as I possibly could within the time frame that we have. If you found this webinar and what I've shared with you valuable, please show some love in the comments below. Let us know that you enjoyed it. Let us know that you found it informative. Whatever you found valuable, let us know. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Back to you, Lisa.
Wow, that was awesome. You can actually put your screen back on. There you go.
Something works.
That was absolutely phenomenal, and I hope you guys got a ton of value with that. And with that, I want to add a couple of my little ninja secrets. One of the things that I do and how I've generated some leads, on Instagram as well, is that I use it's an app. This is when I'm posting pictures that are like quotes that I find on the internet that I want to share with my followers. Sometimes when you take the snapshot on your cell phone and you try to upload it, sometimes some of the words could be cut off on the side, right? So I use an app called Square Ready. Square Ready, and what it does is it shrinks the photo so that it's actually in the frame, so that when you upload it to your Instagram, the words are not cut off. Okay, so it's called Square Ready, and I use that app as well. Another thing that I do, and this is when, and again, like Nicole shared, We're not supposed to be doing this all the time. You know, if she's saying post 3 times a day, then just do this 1 time a day. So for example, if I'm posting, let's say my own personal quote, or maybe a picture of me sitting at my laptop that I generated 50 leads in an hour, or whatever it is, or if I'm taking a screenshot of maybe me making an income, you know, on my phone or whatever it is, and I'm uploading that to my Instagram, before I actually do that, I actually import it into an app. There's 2 apps that you can use. One is called PicLab, P-I-C-L-A-B, and the other one is called PicsArt, P-I-C-S-A-R-T. And what I do is I'll upload the picture with my results, and because we all know that results gets you more results. Results sells, right? Stories sell. People want to see that you're actually out there getting results, and if you are getting results, you need to go out and share them. No matter how small and no matter how big, you need to be sharing your results. And if you're not getting results, we'll show you how to get results when you click on the link below and you follow that link. All right, so what I do is I'll upload that picture. I'll use these apps first, the PicLab or the PicsArt, and I'll actually at the bottom of the picture I will put the URL for my capture page. Okay, and my capture page, this is a little bit more advanced. This strategy is definitely not for the newbie, but if you're a little bit more advanced and you know how to create your own capture pages, I would create an Instagram capture page. I have a capture page that actually looks like Instagram. And what I do is I put it at the bottom of my URL without the www dot. I don't use any of that stuff. I just put, you know, whatever.com. Okay? And then, you know, learn how to get more XYZ or whatever at whatever.com. Okay? I'll put that in the app, and then I will upload it. So it's like actually a step before you're actually uploading the actual picture into the Instagram. That's one of the ways that I have generated leads. And what I love about that is that if I have followers that are interested in learning how to get leads and make sales or whatever, and I'm actually showing the proof results, and you can use this in any industry. You know, maybe you're in the weight loss industry and you lost, you know, 50 pounds or 10 pounds or whatever, and you're trying to drive traffic to your site, you would create a capture page that's congruent with that. And if you have a before and after picture, let's say, then make sure you put your link leading back so that they can learn how you did it, right? And this can apply to really anything. I'm using it in the internet marketing context because that's what we do. That's what we teach. That's how we make our living on the internet, right? Through internet marketing. And we actually, what we do is we share the information with you, and because we want you guys to be successful. We want you guys to be successful because there's a lot of room up in the success area. And we want you to rise to the top with us and actually hold your hand. And this is why we're excited for you, because when you click on that link below, right below this video, you're going to get access to some of the top internet marketers, some of their trainings, right? Not only just our team, the Prosperity team, which actually is one of the biggest teams inside of our system, which is the Empower Network. And, you know, Nicole talked about the 15K formula. That product alone will get you the kind of results that you're looking for if you apply it, okay? Now let's get back to the beginning. When I first started this broadcast, I shared with you Nicole's story. She was brand new, didn't know anything about internet marketing, didn't know what a list was, didn't know what a capture page was, didn't know anything about anything. But she got in the system when she clicked on that link below. Okay, she got in the system. She got started. She took her business seriously. She got plugged in. She followed the training, and here she is, 2,000 plus leads, you know, on Instagram. You know, pretty much training yourself how to use the Instagram, but using the training that we have in our 15K formula and all the products in our system, using the blogging platform, driving traffic back to the blog, you know, driving people back to her to connect with her on Facebook, then driving them to her blog. then getting into her business. So it's kind of like a format, and that's the format that we want to teach you how to do, no matter what business that you're building, really, right? Because our system really works for any business. So with that being said, we actually hope that you enjoyed. It's actually a little after 9. We are right on point because usually our Hangouts could be like 3, sometimes even 4 hours long. And my goal for 2014 was to try to keep our webinars as short and as value-packed as possible because you guys have lives and so do we. And so we are right on point. So with that being said, if you want to join a community of internet marketers who are here to hold your hand and guide you in the right direction, to show you what it is that you need to be doing to build your business on the internet, okay? People that actually care about your success. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here sharing with you our secrets, right? We have a community and actually our own personal training site where we actually share with you tons of golden nuggets. We have one of our leaders on our team, right, who runs the prosperity team, who actually does an over-the-shoulder training for you every single day, Monday through Friday, every single day where you're actually on a webinar just like this, doing over-the-shoulder training with him, okay? So, with that being said, I challenge you to click on that beautiful button right below this video and get started with us today if you're serious about learning more strategies like we just shared with you right now. If you're serious, because not everybody wants to make money, not everybody wants to build a business, not everybody wants to be successful, not everybody wants to work from home and have the freedom that we have. But if that's you and you're serious, click that link below and let's get you started. With that being said, thank you so much, Nicole, for hanging out with me.
Thank you so much. Very much as well. I had a blast.
Thank you so Absolutely. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. We will see you next week, same time, same place, 8 o'clock every Wednesday night, where we're bringing you nothing but pure, valuable information, internet marketing training, mindset training, personal development training. That's what we're going to be sharing with you here. And the cool thing about it is that you actually get to leverage this training when you're on our team. You actually get to utilize the training, the platforms that we have aligned, waiting for you right behind that button below. So we hope to see you inside. With that being said, we'll see you on Facebook, and we'll see you next week. Peace out.